Are you looking to move to Boise and you want somewhere that blends location, walkability, community pool, pickleball, nice builder, a little bit of a luxury feel, but don't want to break the bank? This one is coming in hot. This is Inspirado, North Meridian. This place has it all. This builder actually invited me out and we're gonna visit and talk about everything they're offering. They're really new in the Boise Valley. They've been going since the 90s, but these guys are awesome. They're coming to town and they actually have an incentive for you guys. If you buy and sell with me after seeing this video within 60 days of its release, there is an incentive coming your way that you're not gonna wanna miss because it's money in your pocket essentially. And they have made that available for you if you go through me in the next 60 days. So that is super cool about them. It makes it easy to talk about when they're trying to work with you. They're new in town, they're trying to build up their name, their reputation. They want everything to do with you. You'll want everything to do with them. I've walked this house, I've looked at it just a little bit, previewed. You'll love the master. The master is absolutely stunning, it's beautiful. The seamless entry, it's no slip. And so you're gonna love everything you see about this home. I'm excited to show it to you. Let's dive in. North Meridian, Inspirado, Pacific Lifestyle Homes. Let's go. All right, I said let's go, so we're going inside. We are going to see what Pacific Lifestyle Homes is all about. This obviously will be your garage, so we're not gonna focus too much on the garage, but this is one of their faster selling floor plans in the Valley. Pacific Lifestyle Homes is in 3 neighborhoods right now, soon to be 4. Next year they have 20 more lots open up here. Like I said, new builder in the Valley. So they didn't just come in a guns a-blazing with a ton of capital in terms of like venture capital. They're still privately funded, so they are doing things the right way. They're trying to build up their reputation. They're reaching out to local real estate people like me who have a little bit of a presence online, and they're trying to reach those people. So first thing you heard was that front door open. That's something you get for free with them, is a system that works for a year. A lot of builders will offer stuff like that, and then they don't actually give you any monthly recurring fees taken care of. They'll say, hey, we installed the security system, but then you have to pay for it. These guys are paying for it for a year. One of the many things, probably not the highlight, but I heard it, so I had to talk about it. If you look through the back, I think this is absolutely it's beautiful, it's welcoming, it's inviting. The way it's staged, the way it looks, the waterfall island. We have, as we enter, laundry, bedroom, bathroom. Not gonna go there quite yet. I want to go to the main area. We'll come back here. This is 2,500 square feet. It has, let's see here. This one can come up to 3.5 bathrooms or as low as 2. And it's got a loft and a bedroom upstairs as well. You can get everything on one level if you want. 2,000 square feet, leaves about 500 square feet, but you can do what you want. But if you just peek in this bathroom real quick, you can see how they've updated quite a few things. They have an accent wall. When I met with these guys a few weeks ago to film here, they're really big on their process. And their process is pretty cool because they don't want to burn you. When they say a base price, they're not trying to say that's $600,000 and you're gonna end up spending $750. They want to keep those prices low. They include a lot. When we go to other builders who I think this kind of feels like, they might say 15 to 20% in upgrades. They made it pretty clear that you don't have to upgrade much to have a home feel as nice as this. Let me tell you something. So if you wanted, as an example, if you took this wall and you said, you know what, I love the look, I'd rather have a tri-slider on the back, and can we push that out and have a door? These guys are willing to look at those options, which makes it super nice because you don't want anyone who's too rigid, right? What happens is these builders get pretty big and then their processes, they have to streamline everything, and it kind of not ruins, but it degrades the process just a little bit. So these guys want to keep their customer front of mind. I love, when I look at this house, this is super trendy and super cute to me from what you see people doing. When you have, the green's a recent color in the last couple of years, those who pay attention to that. I pay attention to know, but not enough to be able to decorate. So I can tell it's decorated cute. Full tile backsplash. You got your pot filler, single basin sink. Like the things that you'd be looking for in a home, like instead of saying I need to add these things and having a clunky spot for a stove to go, this has the look and feel of something a little bit nicer. What I'm going for immediately. A pantry, decent sized pantry, not a whole lot to see in there besides the corner pantry. Enough to do the job. But I like, Carter, if you can come out here, I really like if you look at this angle. I love the texture in different ceiling. I love how the ceiling has different elevation, if you will, and how that kind of puts the rooms at different spots as opposed to one flat, continuous ceiling. I really like that feel personally. So next thing that probably stands out to me is, well, before I go here, it would have been this fireplace. Love the double oven. So many people are asking for a double oven these days. And so you might only need it a few times a year, but when the family comes for Thanksgiving, as Carter knows, Carter comes from a big family, I know that, you've got to be able to have a few turkeys in the oven for Thanksgiving. So that one helps as well. But I'll ask you, Carter, and this may or may not end up on the video, but what do you think about this home? First thoughts?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's really well made. Just really good colors. It just blend pretty well together.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I think the colors it is good. This one doesn't back up to Star Road, but pretty dang close. I doubt you can even hear the road from here. Let's see. Now you can hear it. It's a nice buzz. Nothing huge. I say this is a joke sometimes, but I actually think it's true, is that it's funny how you're not really okay with that hum, but a lot of you who would want to live on the ocean are totally okay with that white noise. You notice there's an Alexa show here. Is this a show? Dot? I don't know, it's probably a show. When you get a home with Pacific Lifestyle Homes, you get one Amazon Echo Show 5 and one Amazon Echo Dot. Door sensors on all doors. I don't know if you can hear this. Back door open, okay. You've got that going for you everywhere. They've got the smart home thermostats. They're trying to be cutting edge with everything they do, and they're still putting you into a good little budget. So let's head upstairs, Carter. Anything I missed, you think, as you're filming, you're seeing stuff? Anything?
I like the decorations.
Yeah.
Just make it all come together.
Yeah.
Not like too much, but it makes it all look.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere you want to live.
I agree. And you know, I pointed to the Amazon Echo there. I do think that extra built-in counter is super nice. I mean, if you put this together, Carter, I mean, you know, you go to your family gathering, you've got food over there, totally put your silverware plates, turkey, potatoes. And so it's easy to get that and access. Super open. This is very similar to the feel we're looking for. These guys come from Portland and Seattle area. So every area has its own little niches, has its own nuances. This is the same open floor plan with a little bit different feel in that it's not an L, right? It's not just a kitchen, living, eating. It's almost more of a rectangle here. So let's head upstairs. And obviously we are going to be saving the best for last. That's the master. I think masters are the prized possession of any home. In fact, they do say, if you've been watching my channel long enough, they do say 2 things to sell a home are kitchen and master. Super nice feel. If they actually asked me when I met with them in person, what would I do differently? They said they want to know the real feedback. They said they like it. I would say this loft is a little small for my liking. Now, is that everyone's opinion? I don't know. This is only 12 by, to here it's only 10 probably. And I'd like to see another, at least, I'd actually like to see a lot more. Now, can you do that with this floor plan given that you have an open area with downstairs? Not sure. So my feedback, my criticism might not even be possible. Super huge bedroom, holy mackerel. I mean, okay, so here, I would for sure bump that wall in, and I'm sure you could do this. I would put that wall in. If you pan over there, look how much, I mean, I just don't think you do much in a bedroom besides sleep. So you have all this area to do jumping jacks essentially. That's a good 5 feet. And over there's another 4 or 5. I would rather have this wall here, and I'd rather expand this loft. Like 100%, that would be an easy move of the wall for me. Not even debatable. So, looking in their closets, anything special in their closets? Very open. I would say I'd want to have something in there because now I'm forced to have some, some cubbies or something like that. So that'd be something that I think. The good news about these critiques is they can be fixed. This isn't a critique of poor craftsmanship or poor layout. It's cubbies that can be fixed and cubbies that could be added. So I'm sure that you could do stuff like that in the showroom as well. This is interesting. Take a look at this, Carter. In there, little storage room, little tiny door. So storage, I think it's kind of cool. Storage is at a premium. I'm gonna peek through here. Just attic access, hotter than Hades in there, kind of insulation. Insert showers, would you want? In fact, I know that they even talked about insert showers. That was the example they used, insert showers. Would you want insert showers in your bathrooms? Quite honestly, I'm probably the weird one for the price point. I love insert showers, except for the master, because these are super easy to clean, and especially because these have, there's no grout, the fake grout on these things. This is like extremely easy to clean. I like the ease more than I like the aesthetic of full tile shower. A couple $100,000 you should be expecting full tile shower for the money. I just don't think this matters when it's all said. I've never heard anyone say I would buy that house except for it has an insert for, insert shower for their third bathroom. I just never heard that before. This is a look that a lot of people like. They like the same stone to go up the wall. I actually don't like that. It's just my own personal thing, but many people do. So that's not a critique, that's a preference. And you have to keep that in mind as you're buying homes too, right? When you go buy a home, I tell this story. In fact, it's, I have these people who were gonna buy a $3 million house in Emmett. They ended up buying in Legacy. And in Legacy, they bought, the home fit them was 2,700 square feet, but the $3 million house, we walked through it. The kitchen area was too small, we thought. And so I told that listing agent, hey, obviously the kitchen's too small. And she said, that's preference. I said, no, that's actually fact. Like it's way too small. And she said, no, that's preference. Like there's gonna be somebody who, these guys lived in this house, it's not too small. It's a preference. And so a lot of these things you say are preference. There's not a lot of hard facts in real estate except for, it's next to a main freeway. And that would be obviously, that's not debatable. That's a fact that it's too loud and things like that. But a lot of things can be fixed in real estate, but just as an example, there's a difference between preference and actual reality. So keep that in mind. Yeah, for sure. Take a look at this car from this angle over here. I just think that if you had, maybe go back, if you had an extra 4 feet, don't you think that would open this up a ton?
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes I'd probably put, if I was Pacific Lifestyle, I'd probably wire a TV thing here so you could have a TV over there. Or it might be even wire, no, it's not, I doubt it. Sometimes there's wiring still. I like it. I do like it when I look at things that need to be done. A lot of times you walk through homes and I'll see things I don't talk about, like nicks and finishes that aren't that great. I'm not seeing much at all. So pretty well put together home. And they're, like I said, they are trying to put their name out there to build up their reputation here. One of the owners, met with them. Really nice guy, really good guy. Coincidentally went golfing last Friday with actually one of the photographer's cousins. No, his mom's cousin. And he said he sold one of Pacific Lifestyle's first homes. And he said, incredible experience. It felt like I was their only customer. Granted, they didn't have the world's largest year. I think they sold a dozen or two or three in their first year only. But still, having said that, he said he felt like they were like the only customer and the experience was great. I met Ryan, he came over here. They are building their family here. That's why they moved over here. That's why they're building their division over here. So from Portland to Seattle, come to this third area. And it's just a good company to work with. Another thought on this is they do have, the waterfall makes it look like it's two-tone, but the cabinetry does match. It's two-toned on the uppers and lowers. So very nice. I do know you can actually look at this. They have different elevations, right? So this is modern. So you have a modern fireplace as well. I'm guessing they're gonna match the aesthetic on the exterior to match the interior. 3 modern looks for sure, H, F, and G. A, definitely a cottage feel. D, has a pretty traditional feel except for that slanted roof, but both look fantastic. So the Malala with a bonus. And the master bedroom. For 2,500 square feet, to me, this bedroom is perfectly sized. Would I want a ceiling fan? Maybe, I'm sure you can upgrade that in the design studio. Would I want more room? I am the odd one out. This is maybe a spec small. But I say that, and guess what you have right here? Enough room for a dresser. You'd probably put a dresser here and a TV here if you had that, and you still have plenty of room to walk around. One thing I've learned when I talk about how big these bedrooms are is it is, again, preference. So while you can stick your hutch, your dresser there, that's easily fixable or easily livable. Remember, we're under 800,000 here. I think we're around 700, 650 by the time we're done with this thing. And so keep that in mind as we talk about sizes of masters, and we talk about like that living area, that's where you're gonna be. This master, main level master, cool fact for you. This is actually a cool story as we go into the master bath. I had a client and they had a master upstairs and we were trying to sell the home, and they said that something effective, it didn't matter a ton that it was upstairs. And so I was like, you know, maybe not my prep. I know I have a lot of people who come into town and say, oh, we have to have a main level master or a single story. Like it happens all the time. You might be one of them. Told her that and she's like, yeah, maybe, maybe not. So I just did research. Yeah, I took a year's worth of data in a very similar 3-bed, 1 office, 3.5 bathroom, and everything in Ada and Canyon County for the last year. And I separated it by master bath down and master bath up. I found in that search criteria, $100,000 of difference. And I'm not even kidding you. Like a lot of money to have the master on the bottom. You'll see price drops with homes like that. Like it's a big deal that the master's on the bottom. So when I walk into this bathroom, I think it's elegant and beautiful. I think this one takes the cake. 2 shower heads, which I think is a must. 2 sinks, it's obviously a must. Hard surfaces, full tile backsplash. Lighting that's unique and different adds the charm. Let's see if we do. Soft close. Things that nowadays are, in my opinion, bare, essentially, that is the bare minimum. You'll walk into $2 million homes and you won't even see 2 shower heads. I'm not sure why. I think it's an absolute must. In the master bathroom area, the tile's beautiful, the color's beautiful, it all matches. I mean, that's a good 3 foot by 2 foot. No, what is that? 2 foot by 4 foot probably. Tile rectangles, super nice. No trip here. A lot of glass to squeegee. I've actually found, we have a ton of glass in our bathroom, and water softeners take care of most of that, and then a little vinegar and Dawn can, once every couple months, can take care of the hard water. So in my opinion, not a huge deal. Master closet. I would say master closet sufficient. I'd probably want to see a little bit more. Again, we're at 2,500 square feet though, so I'm asking for, a couple of my complaints are asking for more square footage, and the home is a 2,500 square foot home. So how picky can I really get? So those are my thoughts. Also another thought, if you're looking to move to the Boise Valley, there's no greater compliment that I received than phone calls, texts, emails from you, my cell phone number, my email. Those go directly to me. 208-891-4200, that's my cell. It'll come to me, ring me at any time. My clients from yesterday who we just got under contract, we actually have to get under contract I got the email right before starting filming, and we'll get under contract as soon as they sign a little document. And they were talking about how they joked about they saw me at 10:30 at night and they were gonna call me, and the husband wrote a letter. Guys, if it's a phone call at 10:30 at night or a text, I will either answer it or I won't answer it, or I won't see it because my phone's on Do Not Disturb at that hour. So it doesn't bother me, literally 24/6. I don't work Sundays. I can go in more than that later, but I'll work around the clock for you. So no greater compliment I received than phone calls, text, emails from you. Hit me up and we'll get you started in buying in Boise Blueprint. That's the one. As you film all that cool stuff, I mean, you can take, I think you would agree, Carter, I mean, this is pretty nice, elegant little center. And it's different feel, like it's a definite calming, like the colors in there are more calming and soothing than the whole rest of the house is a lot of white and bright. To recap Pacific Lifestyle Homes, there's another one we're gonna walk through really quick. I mean, I want to do that so that you can get the feel, and I want to get the feel as well. I actually haven't seen it at all inside. But if I had to recap this home, I'd say bang for your buck. This home is absolutely near the top for that price range. This is really good to know what I'm getting for, I mean, geez, how big is that ceiling? I mean, we didn't talk about that. I talked about the ceiling textures in terms of elevations, but Carter doesn't see homes every day. New homes, that's a good, 15 feet? You could probably jump and touch that, but I can't. So this is 8 feet. So that's gonna be like 13, 15 feet. I don't know, something like that. I mean, this is a very nice, you can host. When we hosted at my house, we take furniture out. You could put 4 or 5 tables here and host a lot of people. Most people don't have as big of families as maybe I do, but you could host a ton of people in this house. Overall, I'd have to say I'm very well pleasantly surprised for the price tag. I would love to see, in fact, I look forward to seeing it when you come to town. Remember, I didn't tell you this. Oh, look, I'm glad I remembered. When you come to town and you want to build Pacific Lifestyle Homes in the next 60 days after this video launches. So this video, we're filming June 19th. This probably will launch middle of July, maybe a week after the 4th of July. So after that, we have July, August, September. So probably between now and September, given it first week or last week of September, kind of depending on when this launches, you're going to be able to contact me. You have to contact me. That's part of the stipulation. They want to help realtors out. They don't want to have you in your contract by yourself, you versus them. That's not a position anyone wants to have. In their selfish minds, it hurts them because if you have to fight, if they have to fight with the customer for different things and go back and forth on things and have uncomfortable situations, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth about them. But if you have someone to filter, it just helps a ton. I could go on about how many stories, but I actually have a customer right now, they're in the middle of their moving, and I am the intermediary between the agent who's actually the buyer and my client. And both of them are a little upset at the other, and I don't let the other person know. I just filter that down and say, hey, here's matter of fact what they're wanting. This is what you're wanting. Can we come to terms? They both express frustration. You don't want emotions in a contract. That's the last thing you want. That's why some agents have people represent them, is because the emotions can get the best of you, and you can lose contracts over those emotions, and they can lose reputation management, right? The 5 stars can turn into 3 stars because they were frustrated with you. However, if you have me as the intermediary, I have your back. I have a fiduciary duty to keep everything confidential. I fight for you, and they're working with that. So that helps. Long story short, so if you come through me, they pay me, and you have the $5,000 spending spree at the design studio. So that could be something like an upgrade in the bathroom. It could be something in the kitchen. It could be appliances. It could be flooring. It could be lighting. Whatever you want. If the next 60 days after this launches, if that's what you wanted, if you want to build with Pacific Lifestyle Homes, then I would actually highly recommend it. I mean, to have this many windows on the back is something else we didn't talk about. I really like, I think honestly, for 2,500 square feet, the selling point of this home is definitely this area. And then I would say bathroom next. And guess what? Guess what sells homes? Kitchens and masters. So the loft, you might have somebody walk through this home and say, man, I wish that loft were bigger. But for the price tag and for the square footage, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Those are my thoughts. I think you're getting everything you want. Again, if you're looking to move to Boise, the buying in Boise blueprint is tried and tested and true. It's get you on a Zoom call. It's don't miss out on any homes, don't overpay, and don't buy a lemon. That's what the whole thing's aimed to do. And when you come to town, you hit the ground running because we've already talked, we know what we're doing. Both of us know what we're doing. And we can get you seeing the right amount of homes and not being overwhelmed by how many homes are out there or the filters you're using on Zillow, which may work for you, but I can help it just a step further. So done this enough times with you guys through Instagram or YouTube. It's just tried and tested and true. And if you are seeing this on YouTube, I am on Instagram as well, brian.hymas. Follow me there. It shows a lot of the lifestyle that doesn't match this 100%, but it does match the Boise Valley, and there's a lot of stuff going on there. Get to know me on stories as well. So let's head to the next one. Carter, anything else you want to say? Or I mean, if you don't want to say anything, just wrap it up. But do you have anything you want to say that I missed and you think people want to know about this home? You don't have to.
I think it's good and open. It's a lot of space. Have your own style.
Yeah. Agreed. Good, open, a lot of space. I would 100% agree. Let's head to the next one. We're walking out. I think I forgot to show you something. The best for last would have been master. I'm gonna save the okay for last here. Okay in the sense that it's beautiful. That laundry, let's peek in this laundry. The laundry actually is super beautiful, light and airy. I do love this laundry. I love there's a closet. I love there's storage. If it was my laundry room, I'd probably add cabinetry on this wall. I think cabinetry in a laundry room, I'd probably add where you're standing there, you don't have to show it, but I'd probably add a cabinet box there as well. I'd probably add cabinetry and a shelf on top. I think the laundry is a great, great place for storage because no one's living in this area, and so you just put a ton of storage. That's what we did in our laundry. It had about, our laundry is maybe a tad bigger than this, and we had boxes on 2 sides, and we added the boxes in the back. The boxes meaning the cabinet boxes. So I would probably add some cabinetry in the laundry. A small critique. The good news about that critique again is it can be fixed. Not everyone has the budget. Would I like to see that in the build? Yeah. Am I heartbroken that it's not? No, not at all. So, and then one more bedroom at the front of the house. So, another bathroom. Peek in there as I go to this bedroom. I would say, just because I don't need to be in there, but it looks about what it is like in the camera. but pretty basic, solid surfaces, tile insert, same light that you see in the masters up there as well. Speaking of Portland, my sister used to live in Portland. Someone would fix up homes there. Everyone talks about carpet and paint. Fixtures are one thing that gets very underrated, and that's the fact that you can switch out fixtures and really upgrade a home. So you probably use this as an office. However, well, maybe because it's just staged like this, but you could have this as a bedroom or an office. It does have the closet, so. And then I think it's just time to go to the next home, so make it happen. Builders in here, I'm reading this list. Pacific Lifestyle Homes. Remember, Pacific Lifestyle is the only one. I just gotta give a shout out to Pacific Lifestyle. They're the only ones who ever approached me and said, hey, would you come film us? And then not only that, we want to give your viewers something to benefit from this home tour. So all these other people I'm gonna list, just like, I don't have any problem with these homes. In fact, I'm just gonna keep it that, but there's other builders in this neighborhood at Inspirado. Pacific Lifestyle, Berkeley, Tresidio, Riverwood, Capstone, Integrity, Ascend, and Jay Petzinger, never heard of them. I would just say, I'm super impressed that someone would reach out. I got good stories about a few of those companies, and I have nothing wrong with them, but I've never seen anyone trying to reach out and make it accommodating for the customer, you. Again, cameraman's mom's cousin, closed a deal with them. There's experience from people who I trust, who have worked with them. When you have a company, a lot of those companies I mentioned have just a ton of building going on. Like, I would love to film for other companies and have them. I reached out to some of the people we've walked through, and I'm like, hey, can you tell us anything about the homes? And like a week later, I get a text message that says, oh yeah. And I'm like, well, too late, man, I've already filmed. I do love this. So this one is pending, but I think it's still staged, which I wanna go inside and check this out. This will be cool because since this is pending, this is a spec, right? So we're not gonna, that one's a model. So that we'll see the difference between the model and the spec. According to them, we'll see if it's true. The specs and models are very similar, which is what you wanna see in a sense. You do wanna know in a model, what the possibilities are. That's why some of those builders will just load all the upgrades into a model home, is they want to show you all the things you could spend your money on. We shall see what plays out here. So hopefully this is open. It's open, let's go. Door's open and it's staged. Oh, this is sweet. I like it. So like first thing I'm seeing is this office to the left, and I love that accent wall. Like, I don't know how much that costs, but it definitely is a standout feature, and it probably costs them what? I don't know, a few $100. And it's just something that sets them apart because it takes extra time and money to do something like that. But super easy. Hardwood throughout. Again, we have the open feel. I can already see it. In this one, they didn't go fireplace to the ceiling. We're probably only 11 or not, probably 12 feet on this ceiling here. So I like seeing these options because it means that means 2 homes down, we had to pay for that upgrade, right? So that's showing that it's a different fireplace. This is not modern. The last one was modern. Walls and baseboards white on white. Plenty of light here. Plenty of room to eat. My goodness, this is large. Very, very large area to eat. Kind of cool if you look at the kitchen. I like that we have double oven. I know there's a lot of people who love to see the sink facing the backyard. It's like you can see your kids jumping on the tramp. You can see a lot of things if you're facing this way. What you can't see is the TV. So if you're watching SportsCenter, you're watching the US Open and golf, you're watching, who knows what you're watching, Teletubbies? I don't, maybe that's your show of choice, no idea. But I do know to have the sink facing backyard is something people look for. The last range, did you notice the last one had wood all the way to the top? This is metal. I'm gonna guess the wood is the upgrade. Same cooktop. Did I just squeak? And tile all the way to the ceiling. And we're gonna have soft close. I'm almost betting money on it. Okay, and then everything else pretty standard. I'm gonna guess this is a pull out for trash. And then this is some sort of cook rack, and it could be. So, corner pantry. I'm seeing a lot of good things in this home based on if this is a spec home. Spec home, remember, keep in mind, they don't want to throw a lot of money at spec homes. A lot of builders don't because it's a risk. They put this home out, they're risking that someone wants to buy it. There is risk. When people talk about risk, it's really funny. They're like, oh, those builders, oh, those developers, they gouge people. Hey, they put a lot of risk out there to put $1 million in the ground and hope someone pays, you know, the 1 point whatever they pay. So or $600 to $1,000 into this thing and selling it for $660, whatever it might be. Huge slider, worth mentioning. Screen, which is super nice. And it looks like they take, you can see that cap in the ground. In Idaho, your water needs to collect on your property, so they're just taking this water away from the house and they will sink it right here. So I can see a tube that comes here. So not the world's largest backyard, but that's what you're getting in Inspirado. You're paying for a ton of location here. So upgraded fence, they didn't mention that in here. Did I talk about the pickleball? Did I talk about the pool? I think I did in the intro. A lot to like about this neighborhood. In fact, it's inspired living, Inspirado, imagine that. 124 acres here, over 10 acres dedicated to open spaces. Have a lot of pocket parks, pool house, clubhouse, and other things I've already mentioned. This neighborhood entrance currently is off of Chinden. Chinden being way busier than the future entrance off of Star Road, which is gonna be nice. Let's go to so they have stairs here. I see what they're doing here. Let's go upstairs. They'll say, haven't seen the master yet. That'll be fun to see. Again, let's go upstairs. If you go under contract in the next 60 days after I release this video, 5,000 bucks is yours at the design studio that they're just giving you. Pretty sweet deal. Super large room. Laundry on the smaller side, but nothing to be mad about. I would say this is the really nice sized room. Put a twin bed in the corner there. You could put a bed here. You could put a bed here. A lot of choices for you on beds here. Huge room. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So I know it's a simple thing. So the last house didn't have that. To me, that's a miss on the last house. If they're doing this house, it's a miss. I would want to see that, even if it's just cubbies, simple cubbies like this, and it's not cabinets and super nice. That helps organize a lot of things. So I'd for sure want to see that in every home. Let's go next door to the laundry room. I'd probably want to see some sort of cabinetry here. Where would your rod go to hang stuff up? It's such a common feature. I actually don't even know the practicality. We have a rod in ours and we don't even use it. So nice to see a sink in here though. Very nice to see the sink. Keep in mind our dryers are electric, not gas. So probably just a closet. Shelving. Okay. We'll go in there last. A room with a walk-in closet, is that what we're looking at? Yeah, so like this is, go ahead and take a look at that closet. To me, that's what you'd want to see, is you want to see more than just a couple rods. So I like that a lot. Again, so they have access to the attic, it looks like again. Mechanical is here. Yeah, there's not gonna be a lot of storage in there. And room with, again, cabinetry, what am I trying to say? Closet with, you can see they got a rod, they got that shell, the cubby. They have 2 spaces for rods over there. Not the biggest. I love this. Not the biggest, but not the smallest. So, all right. And the last thing up here is that bathroom, and then we'll head downstairs. A small little storage closet here entering in. Look at that precision. Look at that. You've got like 3 millimeters between those two doors. A single sink, and then bathroom and shower combo in one. So I don't think there's really too much new there to discuss. One thing I do like about this neighborhood is the location. As we walk to the master, the location in North Meridian, we're 2 miles east of Costco, 3 miles away from Walmart, we're 3 miles away from Fred Meyer, Costa Vida, Winco, the Meridian Library, 2 car washes, Hugo's Deli, shout out to my favorite deli. That's why you're paying to be here, this is the location that you want. It's just a straight shot on Chinden. From Highway 16 to get to the freeway, the future build out of Highway 16, 1 mile away. Like, this is awesome location. So let's see what the master has. Sweet accent wall. Again, they've done a cutout cubby there for probably furniture. This bathroom, I would say, does not look as luxurious to me, but it doesn't look bad. I'm gonna guess it's because last time the shower was just twice as big. This one has one shower head, no trip here. I personally like that it's got the enclosed glass. I know a lot of people don't like that. To shower with no cold air on my back. Toilet, closet. Oh, check this out, Carter. Check this out. So we've got ourselves a little stackable dryer. So washer on top, bottom, dryer on top. Looks like we have electricity, looks like we have some gas. So either way, we don't usually see gas in Boise. That might be the first time I've seen gas in the house. That's how rare this is. So closet size, definitely doable. Nothing too large, nothing too small. And yeah, pretty manageable. I like this. I'm not as blown away by this one as I am the other one, but I would give this one a good solid 7 and the other one a good solid 9 in terms of elegance. I don't know. Is that accurate, Carter? What do you think?
Yeah, I think this one's just a smaller version. It's not as open, but it's very well done.
Yeah, that was better said. Okay, quicker tour on this one, but overall perception with Pacific Lifestyle is I like for the price tag some of these upgrades that you're getting that you might not be getting with some of those other builders I mentioned before. Again, these guys are here. They're across the street, across Star in Star Point, and they are in Sagara as well in Meridian. So what does their process look like? Well, their process looks like you could see something they have in the ground and build it. Again, you could buy that one. You can go to the design studio and add different features. You could also, you could do their standard on their website if you've seen it. Super easy to click things and add things. Very, very easy, very user-friendly. But if you wanted to push a wall out, like to me, this is large, but it's almost too secluded or something for me. I'd probably want to push this out right here, make this bigger. Maybe they do that because of the wall, I'm not sure. But to me, I'd probably push this wall out 2 or 3 feet, whatever this is. And I would want this to be bigger. I just like that openness. Not a right or wrong, again, preference, but that's what I'd probably do on this home. And those are things they can do. So you could pick a new lot. A lot of things they have online, it'll say to be built, and to be built just means, hey, this is just an example of what could be built here. You could change the floor plan, you could modify that floor plan, you can take that floor plan, move it to another lot. A lot of things you can do with them, but again, if you're looking to move to the Boise Valley, no greater compliment that I receive in phone calls, texts, emails from you. If that is you and you need to get going to Boise, probably for political refugee reasons, then reach out. As most everyone who's contacting me is that. In fact, I have a client who I've said I've never known their political affiliation, and it's only one that's moved from here from out of town, and they are moving back to where they came from, which was not California, not Washington, not Oregon. So it's the only person that ever had moved from that state. It's Southeast United States, and they're moving back. It's just because most people who move here are looking for a lifestyle that supports conservative values. It used to be cost of living, right? 10 years ago, people were moving here because you could buy 10 houses for the price of one where they're coming from. And they could get a few rentals, buy a house for themselves, all that type of stuff. But now when people started working remote and the big event happened in 2020, things happened that people were able to move here. So get on the Buying in Boise Blueprint. Let's hop on a Zoom call together. Won't miss out on any homes, won't overpay, won't buy a lemon. I've done this plenty of times. It's me you're working with. And on the off chance that I'm out of town, on the off chance I can't help, I've got people who support what I do who will be able to show you. I will be the one negotiating for you. I'll be the one most likely showing you the homes on the Zoom call, everything. So I still take a lot of pride in doing that. So if that's you, 208-891-4200, Brian@brianheimis.com. And I want your opinions on Inspirado, on North Meridian, on this builder, what you're looking to feel like to you. Do you have any questions about the builder? Again, that incentive, they're offering $5,000 to you if you want to buy or get under contract with Pacific Lifestyle Homes in the next 60 days. So if that's you, take advantage. It's huge. It's a lot of money in your pocket. And it's pretty cool. I think it shows who they are. I've met with them twice already, in person today, and also had a meeting the other month or so. And it's just a good feel. They're trying to do things the right way. And they have my stamp of approval. I mentioned a few things I didn't like. I'd say most of those things chalk up to preference. Again, here we go. We have the textured ceilings here, coffer ceiling there. I really like how this home this has a few things that aren't done in every single home. Next video, I've chosen that one for you. That one is right there. Watch that video. I've chosen that one just for you. So if you want to go watch on North Meridian, what I think about North Meridian as a whole, that's a good video for you to watch right now. Go click that video, watch it. But as for now, thanks for watching Pacific Lifestyle Homes. Thanks for welcoming us in, giving you guys the red carpet. Hope to help many of you, not just one of you, many of you use that $5,000 to get yourselves money at the design studio. If it's after 60 days, they were pretty clear they wanted it to be 60 days. They said maybe, 45, maybe 60, whatever you want. So we want to help you out. If it's after 60 days, reach out. Let's see if we can work a deal with them. But they did say 60 days. Yeah, if you work with me to go through Pacific Lifestyle Homes, and we'll see if we can get you $5,000 to take home.